It may be chilly outside, but that's no excuse not to get out and about this time of year. Art Zone's Nancy Guppy is back with her list of the best art and entertainment spots, and I bet they're all indoors where it's warm, right?
Yes, indeed. They are basically indoors. And by the way, that whole Mexican thing sounds great. I want to win.
Okay, and margaritas. We got to do it.
We
should have a margarita here.
Absolutely, we're going to have a margarita.
Okay, you're starting strong with Building Wonder Bonsai Treehouses, right?
Yes, so this is at the Pacific Bonsai Museum. It's in Federal Way, and Dave Creek is the artist with these bonsai treehouses. So Dave Creek, he was a phenomenal artist who tragically died in a skydiving accident in 2021.
Oh, wow.
So this show is in honor of Dave's creative legacy. So there will be 6 intricately detailed miniature tree houses on display. Took Dave thousands of hours literally to craft all of them. And each house is nestled into a little bonsai, so it's extremely sweet. And there's a picture of Dave there working, and that's obviously him smiling at the camera. So you can see how beautiful they are.
Wow.
Isn't that just fantastic?
Yes.
I mean, they're so specific. There's the minutia. I mean, it's just beautifully done. Another wonderful fact about Dave is that he originally built these tiny tree houses for children's hospitals so that the young patients who are obviously dealing with very serious, health issues would have whimsical, kind of magical objects to be delighted with and inspired by. And this display is the first time ever that these tree houses have been seen outside of any of the children's hospitals. So it's a huge coup that the museum has landed this show, and it opens on, let's see, February 11th. Really worth seeing on so many levels. Not only the artistry, but just kind of the story and the beautiful behind it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have another gallery next up too as well.
Yes.
Tell me about this one.
So Greg Kucera Gallery in Pioneer Square, one of my very favorite galleries in town. And their exhibit is called Our Semi-Occasional Exhibition of Secondary Market Offerings. Okay, what does that mean? It means that the show features artworks by dozens of local, national, and internationally renowned artists, both alive and deceased, and including such figures as Richard Serra. There's a huge Richard Serra at our sculpture park, Olympic Sculpture Park. Deborah Butterfield, and Deborah Butterfield makes these fantastic horses, and we're going to have one coming up pretty soon here. And Alden Mason, who's a renowned local artist, was kind of one of the mystic artists here in the Northwest in the, I think, 40s and 30s, 40s, 50s. So many of that's the Deborah Butterfield right there. So many of these art pieces, perhaps most of them have been in private collections, and so it's really fun to see so many great pieces of work by so many great artists all in one huge one space, one location. So that show runs through February 15th.
Oh, okay, so we got to get there. And then next up, Pacific Northwest Ballet, the Sleeping Beauty, which we all know and love.
Yes, on our little point shoes, right? So this is a brand new production of the Sleeping Beauty. And so this, I did a little research. This ballet was first performed in 1890. That's actually a photo from the St. Petersburg, Russia, the performance. So this classic ballet features the original score by Tchaikovsky, most of the original choreography, with a few added steps from PNB artistic director, that guy right there, Peter Bowles. So the dancing itself will include a lot of what an audience would have seen in 1890. Now, where the production is unique is in the sets and the costumes. So Preston Singletary that guy right there is an extraordinary glass artist, lives locally, and he was brought in to do the scenic design, and he has combined his expertise as a glass artist with his Tlingit cultural heritage to create that right there, which is the signature visual element of the production. It's an eagle staircase. That's the drawing, of course. The real thing is going to be much more impressive. Now, the costumes are done by Paul Tazewell, that guy, and he designed costumes for Hamilton and for Wicked, the originals. Wow. So he incorporated for Sleeping Beauty something called form lines. You can see them on those costumes there. And form lines are these flowing patterns of lines that are fundamental to a design element of Northwest coast art and are a prominent feature in Preston's glass art. So this ballet is an interesting mashup, a kind of a fun mashup of classic ballet and a strong, deeply rooted Pacific Northwest aesthetic. You know
that tie-in.
Yes, the tie-in is really interesting, and I love that they're doing that. So that run opens the 31st and runs to the 9th of February.
Got to check that out.
Yes.
And then Beatle concert is next, which everyone's obsessed with.
Okay,
come on.
quick mention of this. This highly anticipated annual event features top drawer musicians, local musicians. They performed Beatles songs from the band's studio era, meaning these are songs that the band never played live.
No way.
So this all from the recordings, mostly Abbey Road, Sgt. Pepper, and the White Album. I have attended a Beatle concert for the last 2 years, and there's only one thing I can say to you, which is do not miss it.
Okay.
It's brilliant. They just nail it. They deliver the goods, and they perform this Saturday, February 1st, at the Tractor Tavern. I think they go on at about 8 or 9, which is even better.
Yes.
Yes, I love something that starts before 9.
Say, an early night is I'm in, and that venue is so much fun.
It's it's a great one. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
and then we want to end too on remembering a great artist as well.
Yes. So I want to honor Ginny Refner. Ginny, a dynamite artist, there she is right there. She died January 20th at the young age of 72. Ginny was known, as you can see, for her glass and metal sculptures, both big and small. That giant flower pot at 7th and Union in downtown Seattle near Act Theater is hers, and her work is in private collections and museums all around the world. Jenny was curious, inquisitive, joyful, always pushing, always learning, always wanting to grow. And a real interesting characteristic of her, or a story point of her, is that Ginny in 1991 suffered a terrible, almost fatal car accident, sustaining injuries that truly would have stopped many of us from ever pursuing our dreams, but not Ginny. I interviewed her in 2021, and I just kind of brought up, I mentioned the car accident, and she answered me pleasantly enough, but she basically said, the accident, that's old news. It did not define her. What defined her was her art, was her zest for life, or was her just joie de vivre, and that is what everyone will remember and miss about her. She was a gem.
Thank you so much, Nancy. That's beautiful. And you are a gem. We love having you. And you can find Art Zone on Seattle Channels 21 as well as streaming. And thanks for spending time with us today. You can check out our website for more of our content, and you can always send us an email to share your thoughts. Don't forget to enjoy your new day, and we'll see you next time.